One of, if not the most important parts of fit in a man's jacket, whether it be a sport coat or a suit coat, is the shoulder and the sleeve. So today we'll talk a little bit about 3 different shoulder types and what to look for to determine if your jacket fits you properly. So we'll start with the jacket that I'm wearing today. This is referred to as a standard, or sometimes it's called a roped shoulder. And you'll see that there's a little bit of padding on the sleeve edge. When I say little bit, it doesn't look like I'm wearing football pads, but there is some padding there. And this would be a more traditional cut or traditional fit. It also works well if you're a slimmer gentleman or you just have really sloping shoulders. It's nice to build up the shoulder a little bit. So this is going to be your most traditional cut as far as shoulders are concerned. It should basically hit right where the edge of your shoulder bone hits and your sleeve starts to fall down. So the seam, whether it's a roped or a natural shoulder, which is what this is right here, should hit right at that intersection of your shoulder and your arm. I'll talk about this shoulder next. And when I say natural, essentially it's the same shoulder as what I'm wearing, totally different material. Obviously this is a tight welt corduroy and a more casual style jacket, but a natural shoulder has less or very thin shoulder pads, and you don't see that roping. And so it gives it a slightly more casual or relaxed look. This is a style that is very prevalent in Southern Italian tailoring, specifically Neapolitan tailoring. And if you're a medium or more muscular built gentleman, this is probably a better style of shoulder for you. Most guys can wear it, but again, if you're on the trimmer side or you have really sloping shoulders, you probably want to opt for a standard shoulder with a little bit of roping in it right there. The last style of shoulder, which I'll show you on this jacket here, it's easier to see up close, is what's called spalla camicia. So spalla camicia is an Italian term that literally means shirt sleeve. And so what they've done is they've taken the sleeve head and tucked it into the shoulder. And what that does is it gives a little bit of puckering around the edge of the shoulder, and it has a very relaxed, almost whimsical look to it. This is going to be the most casual of the 3 different shoulder types. I'll show you with it on. It's a little bit easier to see. But the spalla camicia works well with a jacket that is unlined, or unstructured is another term for that. And it's going to be a jacket that also has a slightly more casual look to it. So again, the first jacket I had on was the standard or roped shoulder. This jacket is unlined as far as the interior, and then it's the spalla camicia, or almost a deconstructed shoulder. As far as sleeves are concerned, this, given that it's an unlined jacket, I went with a slightly trimmer sleeve. You want to be cognizant of what style cuff you wear if you're ordering custom jackets. If you tend to wear more French cuffs, you clearly want to add about 1/4 inch to the circumference of the sleeve. But as a general rule, when you're wearing a jacket, you don't want it to be so tight that it's bunching up like this. I see a lot of younger hipster guys wearing ultra tight jackets that just don't look good. But the sleeve should basically drape over your bicep through your forearm and be comfortable with whatever style of cuff you wear. As far as length, the last thing to consider with sleeve length is most guys that I work with anyhow opt for about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. You could go as far as 3/4 of shirt sleeve poking out the bottom. But as a general rule, you want the sleeve to hit right where your wrist line is, and that's going to be a classic or timeless look. So 2 things to consider next time you're getting fitted or commissioning a jacket: the shoulder, sleeve. Make sure you get those proportions right and you'll look better. Happy dressing, my friends.